Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Gouldians. So this week we've got quite a lot in the lineup. We're going to be introducing you to Alfonso and Eurico, which is one of the majestic pairs on the Spanish side of things, so the orange-headed purple breast in other words. And then we're going to be looking at the plans for the future bird room. So in one of the previous episodes we looked at the new box cage that we're busy with, and some of you might have noticed that on the side of that new box cage there's a sliding door. And the idea with that is that I can then release chicks and adults and that into flights after the breeding season without actually having to catch them out and that kind of thing. So it just gives me a little bit more versatility. I can then leave that slider open and let them have sort of free access in and out if I want to. So that's the sort of idea behind those box cages, but obviously that comes with flights and all the rest of it, and that's why we're going to be showing you today what the plan is with that. So I'll go through the actual floor plan with that and sort of show you a quick photo or two of where we sort of at in the process of building that. It's going to be basically a wooden structure, so no brick and mortar or anything like that that we need building plans for. It's basically a shed type scenario. But anyway, I'll go through that with you and you can see the what the plan is there. Then the other side of it is that we've got some chicks that have started to hatch out, so exciting times. Those second year pairs are now starting to sort of come to the forefront. Our first year pairs unfortunately weren't terribly successful, but I'm hoping that I'll manage to rescue one of the red-headed purple breasts. They hatched out their chicks, but once again they weren't looking after them properly, so I moved them to the yellow rump pair that seem to be excellent parents. So yeah, that's going really well, and I'll show you a picture of their chicks as well. So yeah, let's get cracking with the show. In terms of the new bird room, the plans are sort of as follows. So our old bird room was not terribly wide, and that's a little bit restrictive in terms of the filming of the show and that kind of thing. So we needed something that's got a little bit more depth to it, so that we can sort of have different camera angles and we can put up a bit more lighting and sound and that kind of thing without encroaching too much on the space itself. So that's kind of the motivation behind it. So that was this room. So it's got a single window, it's got a solid door, it doesn't have skylights or anything like that, so very limited natural lighting as well, which I think also plays a role when it comes to successful breeding of your birds. So the new bird room is going to be 7 meters long by 2.7 wide. So it's going to allow a lot more sort of freedom of movement and that kind of thing without disturbing the birds. I am building flights into it on the outside edge. So that takes a little bit of space away, but not to a point that it then defeats the object, because also these are 600 deep in terms of the box cage, not the cage itself. So they're sticking out into the room a little bit more, whereas the new bird room, they're going to be 450, the actual box cages, including their sort of shelving and all the rest of it. So we're not going to lose that extra space. So yeah, like I said, the new bird room is going to be 7 by 2.7 meters, and it's going to have basically a glass front door, so that will allow a little bit more light in. The whole front edge at the top is going to be basically windows, so you're going to have light right across the bird room, and then we're also going to put in 2 skylights on the end of the room, as you can see from the diagram. Yeah, so that's the sort of plan in terms of the fundamental structure of the bird room. I mentioned those flights, so we're going to have 3 flights, flight 1, 2 and 3, going around the back outer edge. And basically the way it works is that the box cages fit on either side of the entrance to those flights from the room, and therefore the sliding portion then opens up into that entrance area, if you like, and then the birds have essentially a flight to exercise in and that outside of season. So yeah, I think that's going to work really, really nicely. And then the sort of plan is to, so yeah, you can see the various sort of positions of the cages. The only set 1 to 4 won't have access to their own sort of direct flight, if you like. but I've done that for a reason. So that will house the blue project. The bluebirds are a little bit more sensitive, as we've discussed in other shows, and therefore putting them into an aviary scenario, going sort of through our winter and sort of draft and sort of going into the rainy season type thing, wouldn't necessarily be the best idea with the blues. So yeah, a little bit suspect about putting them in those sort of outside conditions, whereas the other birds, I'm quite confident that it wouldn't be a problem. So that's the sort of plan around the positioning of those cages. So it will hold 28 box cages when it's done, which is a substantial amount more than this bird room could hold. And that's fantastic, because that just gives us all the room we need for the different projects that we're going to be working on together in this particular sort of in the upcoming seasons and that kind of thing. So that's the sort of plan with the bird room. We then also, space permitting, we're going to put in 2 sort of small chairs where we can sit and have a bit of a chat to visitors, other Gouldian judges, that kind of thing. And then on the opposite side of the room, because remember it's 7 meters long, so we've got lots of space that way, I'm going to put in a demonstration and sort of a wash-up area type thing, where if we're talking about soft food or that kind of thing, we'll have space for that as well. So that's the kind of plans for this room. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a long-term project, so it will be built over the next sort of year type scenario. But I'm really looking forward to that and excited about that. Hey guys, so before we move to the last part of the show, I just wanted to ask you guys, if you're not a subscriber already, to remember to hit the subscribe button. Those that have been watching me for a while will know that it's not something I do every week. But yeah, it's sort of about that time again that I wanted to remind the new viewers to hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys have been finding the episodes helpful, and that you're learning a little bit from the show and that type of thing. Please also don't forget to send me photographs for pick of the week. If you have clubs elsewhere in the world, please send me those details and information. We're starting to get viewers that are requesting information about clubs in their area and that kind of thing, and I'd love to be able to push them towards those particular clubs where applicable. So yeah, if you have a bird club that's Gouldian focused particularly, please drop me an email. The email is there on the YouTube channel, and then I can sort of point people in the right direction when they email me requesting where they can find a club in their local sort of country and that kind of thing. And then also there is a donate button, as you might have seen. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming to the channel in terms of the way we're going to be filming and that kind of thing, and the box cages and that, to make it a lot better for you guys. It doesn't really benefit me as a breeder. I mean, these cages work fine for me, but I want to make the birds more visible to you guys. So it's within your sort of interests and that kind of thing. And then we're also looking at potentially some better microphones and lighting and that kind of thing, just to make the show that much better for you as the viewers and audience and participants, which is what it's all about. So yeah, there is that option as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Today's episode, we said we were going to introduce you to Alfonso and Eureka. So they were the pair that, unfortunately, they were great at laying eggs, but not very good at incubating them. So yeah, they gave us 2 rounds of 7 eggs each, but then they would incubate for maybe 3-4 days, and then she would just get off the eggs and abandon the nest. This may very well be because of filming. So I normally film down this side of the room, and with them being right behind me, they might have found that it's a bit too intrusive. So yeah, the thinking there is that maybe we put them in a quieter corner of the room next time and see if that helps the scenario. But the point is, here they are. So they're part of our Spanish pair. So they're the orange-headed purple breast. They've got very good head shape. The sort of breasts on them are very well sort of rounded off, so they're not squared off, which is what we're looking for this African standard. And they've got the right sort of back line and that kind of thing when they're standing properly on the show cage perch. The one thing with them is that they're a little bit on the small side compared to Odo and Josephine, which you saw quite extensively at the beginning of the season. And yeah, so from a size perspective, next year I won't be pairing them together. I would rather then utilize Odo and Josephine's offspring to pair back to these two, so that we can then sort of get that sort of middle ground in terms of size. So that's the sort of thinking around them. One thing that came up on the chat this past sort of 2 weeks is that you guys wanted me to show you a flat-headed bird versus the rounded shape that I talk about. So yeah, if you have a look, you will see what a flat-headed Gouldian would look like. You can see from the beak going to the back, you don't have that roundedness. It's literally like a tabletop. It's quite flat. So that's undesirable based on the show standards in our country. And therefore we don't breed for that. So you won't find flat-headed birds in my room. There may be the odd one that pops out in terms of offspring where there's a bit of a throwback or something like that, but those birds I wouldn't keep because obviously that's not something that I want to breed into my genetics. So yeah, we want to work that out over time. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Before we go, I thought we'd have a quick look at one of our club members' yellow rump chicks. It's a photograph I took at a recent club meeting. So yeah, you can see it next to me. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is that with the yellow rumps breeding in the bird room, you're going to be seeing them progress from sort of 10-day-old chicks up. I don't like to disturb them before that, but you can see the very clear yellow portion on the rump section of these chicks. So it's not like some of the other mutations that you can't tell what the chick is until it's much older and starts to actually feather up with adult coloring. With the yellow rump genetic, it's very obvious from, you can tell from about 10 days old already, because they start getting those feathers on the rump and they're visually very different to a normal. So yeah, that's for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.